Hey everybody, I have been working on all sorts of stuff lately. The last project that we're working on is actually on this little camper van, getting it ready to go. So we installed some solar equipment on the roof and a DC-DC charger here to house batteries, got it all wired up. They also have this cool unit, and that's what we want to talk about, is this BLUETTI. Great little product from BLUETTI. It has loads of different options here, and that's what we want to talk about today. And you can also charge up on the top of here. BLUETTI, if you go to their website, has a whole host of different stuff. I had actually never heard of the company until working on this camper van, and now I'm much more familiar with them. And also on their website, they have a lot of different solutions for your whole house or for your camper van, solar solutions, battery solutions, charging solutions, lots of them. Check out their website. We'll throw a link down here. And I want to show you a real great product right now. The other night we had a thunderstorm. It was just lightning and thunder, just crazy storm. The concern that always happens in times like that is, what if the power goes out? Okay, now sometimes it flickers, that's not a big deal, but there's also times where it goes out for an extended period of time. All right, half a day, maybe a day, sometimes a week, where you have natural disasters or some kind of an event where your power's out. And there's a lot of things that rely on electricity and cannot go out. One thing I always think of is a fridge. Freezers, it's not so bad. If you have a chest freezer, you can be without hydro for a long time before it affects it, because the whole thing is frozen, it's cold. And so unless you open the door, the cold doesn't really go away. It'll be okay for a while. Fridge, on the other hand, you have expensive products in there that you've just bought from the store, whether that's cheese, eggs, milk, even condiments, things that need to stay cold. And if you run out of power for X amount of time, it'll stink in there pretty quick. So it's very important to have a backup. That's what we're talking to you about today. BLUETTI came out with a new product, and I absolutely love this product because it's not big and bulky. A lot of people's products are. They take up a lot of space, or they're just ugly. This is a very beautiful product. You can stick it on the wall. It's literally this thin. It weighs a lot, and it's got a lot of juice in it. Each one is 2 kilowatts of power, and you can put up to 4 of them together, giving you 8 kilowatts of power. That'll run your fridge for a week, okay? Depending on what kind of fridge you have. If you have an old one, a little less. A newer one, a lot longer. It'll sense the electricity is out. It'll automatically switch it on. Your fridge won't even notice. So let's go show you this product. Okay, that's it. That's all. Now they're like 60 pounds a piece. There's a lot of good battery technology in there. They don't look like much as far as weight, but they're pretty heavy. You can see how slim they are compared to my hand. And that's one reason I really like them, because they're not bulky. You can just hang them on the wall, no issues. Displays are easily readable. On the top end, we just plug it in. The regular cord plugs into a 120 volt outlet, and then you have 2 outlets here that you can run. You can plug a fridge into the one, and you can still use the other one for other things. If you have an outage, I don't know, run your TV, whatever you want to run. Maybe you want to cook some food on an electric plate or something. Over here, this is solar input. Okay, so you can charge it with your solar panels, or you can charge it 120 volt AC power. So this is a power supply, uninterrupted power supply to be exact. Whatever you have plugged in here will not even know that the power is out, because it will automatically switch it over. So this is a standalone unit. It's 2 kilowatts of power, but you can add other ones, and every one that you add adds another 2 kilowatts of power. Plugs in very easily through the side port. And the other cables are in here. Just plug and play. Stick that into that one, communication into the other one, and then you snap the lid shut again, and you can keep these real close together so it looks neat and tidy. Alright, there's a USB option. On the other end, you can turn it on like that. Shows you how full it is. You can hear it running. It's very quiet. A little fan in there now. Same thing in this one. I'll show you how full it is. So it looks like we need to get it charged up. Amazingly enough, it takes an hour to charge this. That's not very long. And yet it'll give you that much run time of power. Here you can plug another one in. Like I said, you can do up to 4 of them together. And they're so sleek and tiny, and I'm going to show you why I really like this tininess. Okay, for one, absolutely down in the basement, it tucks away neat and tidy. You've been to people's basements and they've got a big stack of batteries in the corner. It's unsightly, it looks ugly. Sometimes it's not very safe. This is neat, tidy, contained. There's literally nothing unsafe about this. It just works great. That's the power cord. Like I said, nothing complicated about that. Like I was saying, if you are in an off-grid situation, which a lot of people are, or a lot of people like to be, maybe it's in a cabin, you can run everything in that cabin off of these things. And if you're worried about not having enough juice, you just add more, right? 4 of them together gives you an enormous amount of juice. You can charge it with solar power, you could charge it with your generator running, and just not have to worry about it anymore. Now, if you're not in that situation, you're in a regular household, like I mentioned some other scenarios, maybe your sump pump. This time of year it's been raining a lot. It's springtime. Sump pumps are running constantly. And if you have a power supply issue and your sump pump can't run, that costs thousands and thousands of dollars of damage. So this can stop that. Now this one, like I said, is specifically built for fridges. And I'm going to show you why I like the skinny design. On top of everybody's fridge, there's this useless space where you stick egg cartons, books, mittens, hats, gloves, all sorts of stuff goes in there, and it usually falls down the back and it's never found again. That uninterrupted power supply will literally fit in here in most fridge cases. Now, it depends on your fridge, of course, but in this case, it will fit in here, no problem. I'm pretty sure both of them would actually fit in here. The displays would then be visible. There's nothing ugly or bulky about it. It's white. It looks like a kitchen appliance. It would be absolutely beautiful in here. You have your fridge plugged right in, and you can also have the other outlet. Like I said, there's 2 outlets on there. One could be your fridge. The other one could just come out. You can put a microwave in it, or I don't know, maybe just have a plug coming out the side where you can plug a coffee maker in or something like that. And you just leave it there and forget about it. So, like I said, you could plug it in the basement, have it on the wall, and just run a cable up to your fridge. Not an issue. Maybe it's a basement fridge you're running, or if you're in a cabin or off-grid solution. But you can easily tuck it away somewhere. It doesn't take up any space. You could do it in a closet where you have like coats in front of you. So my coolest thinking about this is just how skinny and sleek and beautiful it is. And it doesn't take up any room. There's obviously other features as well. We're going to get into some more of that. That's what the product looks like. Like I said, I've got 2 of them here. It's a brand spanking new release, just on the market. And I want you guys to check out the links on this video for your exclusive deals to this product. Right, they didn't just send us the fridge power from BLUETTI. They've also sent us this device. And this is also really cool. Okay, you got your humidity and temperature sensors on the side. It'll be able to tell, probably based on barometer, whether there's a storm coming, which that information will then go to these guys, and they communicate together. On top of that, whoops, turn it back on again. Just have to touch it once. On top of that, it tells you how full the batteries are and input and output. So currently we're not drawing anything and we're not putting anything into it. But if we were plugged in, it would show us how many watts are going in, or if we're hooked up to solar power, it would show how many watts are going in. And if we were currently using the fridge, it'll show us how many are going out. So, why is it so cool? Well, you have information at your fingertips, which is always cool. And you can just stick it to your fridge. Once again, it's not in your way. It just sits there. And it communicates with these batteries. Now, if they're on top of the fridge, I guess you can look at some of that information. But if you have them down in the basement or in the back of a coat closet, it's kind of a pain. And I would love this actually in my motorhome, because I can't see my batteries. I have no idea how full they are. I'm just guessing. And I often want this. So I'm going to add this to my motorhome, something like this, because this is just nice. And I always love this. I mean, obviously this is necessary for the batteries themselves, but I just like to have this information anyway as far as temperature and humidity. But this is the main thing. The input, output, and how full the batteries themselves are is extremely important information. So it sticks to that. It sticks to the fridge, like I said, because it itself is magnet. This is a metal plate that they also send, and you can stick that to your wall. If you don't want it on your fridge, this is a sticky tape. You peel this layer off, it'll stick to a wall, and it's just a metal plate where this will also stick to. All right, now it's stuck on the back of that. This particular display itself has a 1-year warranty on it. All right, the last thing I wanted to mention to you is that there's an app. Okay, so I want to get into some more of the details of this. We're going to do that shortly. But there's also an app. You can download that on Apple or on Android. Personally, I run Samsung all the time, so that's what I would be using. But either way, it would work. Get the app. That'll give you more information and also communication with these battery packs. So if you're not convinced on that yet, stay with us. We'll show you a few more great things, but there's literally no reason why you shouldn't be happy with that. It's just a great product. Links down below for your exclusive deals on this product. Fresh, brand new release from BLUETTI, your very own FridgePower, specifically designed to run your fridge in a power outage situation. Also long term, not just short term. This will last you for many days in an outage.